Ladies and gentlemen, Angela Ferrer. Welcome to the stage, if you would, Paris, France. Ladies and gentlemen, Natasha Richards. Ladies and gentlemen, Danielle Hunter. Ladies and gentlemen, Cezanne. And ladies and gentlemen, Sherry Payne.
This time we'd like all of our preliminary owners to join us on stage for the crowning. Also, we would like all of the former Miss Continentals to join us. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you all for being here. We'd like to thank all the national title holders that were here. We'd like to thank Tommy Ross, Kevin Scott from the National Pageant, George Stetson from Entertainer of the Year, especially Electra, a very good favorite of ours from Florida. We're happy to have her here. And of course, Donna Day from Dallas, Texas. So we're glad that all of you joined us tonight for this pageant.
I'd just like to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming tonight. You've been a wonderful audience. I'd also like to say that for whoever wins this crown tonight, I can only hope that your year ahead of you can fill you with as much joy as mine has. For those of you who have said things that weren't true, or you heard things that weren't true, yes, I indeed went to Japan. I was in Japan for 10 days and I had a marvelous, wonderful time. One of the most fabulous experiences of my life. I toured the country with 2 dancers. They're probably here tonight. I'd like to extend a special thanks to Troy Cosentino tonight, who did the bodysuits in the beginning, who made this dress literally today, and who's been like my right arm for the last couple of weeks. Troy's a wonderful person, as many of the contestants here tonight can tell you. He means a lot to me, and so do a lot of you people in the audience who've helped me get to where I am today. Like I said, this crown may be only a little piece of metal right here, but if it can fill your heart with as much joy as it has and let you meet as many wonderful people across the United States and abroad as I have this year, it's a lucky, wonderful thing. So good luck to the new reigning Miss Continental tonight.
Before going, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give another round of applause for our 3 MCs tonight who did a fabulous job. First of all, Tandy Andrews, Mimi Marks, and of course the one that put the whole opening together tonight and had a tremendous year, Monica Monroe. Thank you. I'd like to thank Tiffany and Heather and Kelly and Amber and all of them for joining us here tonight, and especially on our 10th anniversary tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Shireen Alexander. Thank all of you for joining us. And we'd like to thank all of our franchise holders and those of the people that are all standing up here that needs a nice round of applause, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this quality of contestants, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, our judges tonight who did a hell of a job, Ernesto Perez, Cynthia Moore, Annette Grundy, Michael Hanna, and Skip Mancock. Thank you. But you did it again, judges, you had a tie. And in our tie, we said yesterday, if it came down to a tie, we would break it in talent. So our tie was between our first runner-up and our second runner-up, and we did break it in talent. Okay? So, and that's what we said from the very first day, so we'd like you to know. Ladies and gentlemen, our 5th runner-up tonight, contestant number 26, Danielle Hunter. Welcome, ladies, take a nice round of applause, Danielle. Our 4th runner-up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is contestant number 28, Sherry Payne. Our third runner-up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 7, Angela Carrera from Honolulu. Our second runner-up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 24, Natasha Richard. And ladies and gentlemen, the next number is a very, very important number, because for any reason that our entertainer or our winner cannot perform and continue through the year as Miss Continental USA 1994, the winner would go then to the first runner-up. We have not had that happen yet, and we hope it never does. But ladies and gentlemen, our first runner-up tonight, contestant number 8, Paris, France. Paris, France, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, the former Miss USA and now Miss Continental USA, Cezanne. I was thinking 1984 all over. Let her walk the runway, let's get pictures, and then you can join her on stage. Don't forget the manhole is open tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Continental 1994, Cezanne. Now we're going to do more editing tonight. If anyone would like to purchase video, the videos will be done and ready by September 30th. Just call the Baton Show Lounge. And we'd like to thank Golden Productions again, once again, for videoing tonight's performance and doing the high quality they have done in the past years. Once again, let's give Park West a nice round of applause for all of the work they have done for us tonight.